I have here with me Emmanuel Akpe, popularly known as the Prince of Copywriting. I invited him for this interview based on the topic of our discussion today, escaping the rat race and helping you discover your career path. So Emmanuel is a good example of someone that escaped the rat race and is chasing his dreams and what he wants to do in life. So Emmanuel, can you tell us a little story of how you escaped the rat race and how you started this journey?
My name is Akpe Emmanuel. I'm a copywriter, and I didn't start as a copywriter. When I was very young, I was 16, and I read the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. I didn't come from money, so I live in a face where I slap you. In one of the outskirts. This outskirt is out trouser. I was living in the out trouser of Abuja. As God will have it, I went to my friend's cyber cafe and I saw a book that was forgotten by a customer. And the book is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I went on to read that book. That time that was 2011, 2011. I was just done with my secondary school. I was teaching in a primary school and I was being paid 6,000 naira. After reading that book, I learned a lot about my mindset. I learned a lot about sales. I learned a lot about how rich people think differently from poor people, and something striking happened. I was earning 6,000 naira from teaching 18 children. While I was promoted to primary 5, I started doing extra private lessons for 15 of them. So I would do it when we're done with school by 2 o'clock, I'll do it from 2:30 to 4 p.m. And they were paying me 3,000 naira each. So I was making 45,000 naira from teaching 15 pupils, while my salary was 6,000 naira. So I came to a realization that your company can only pay you between 10 to 20% of what you're actually generating. And then from that time, I said I was going to work for myself.
How did you discover copywriting?
Copywriting, like I said, I've always loved writing. I've always loved selling. And then I was actually freelancing on Fiverr. Fiverr is a freelancing site then, and I was making between $5 and $10 on every write-up. So I was like, wait, what are the other aspects of writing I can actually pay attention to, right? So I looked at technical writing, ghostwriting, and all of that, and I saw copywriting. So wait, I'm already doing copywriting. I took courses, took trainings, and got ebooks and studied every material I could find around copywriting, and then that was my discovery into copywriting as a skill.
I usually hear escaping the rat race as escaping your 9 to 5. So when you escape the rat race, does it mean escaping your 9 to 5?
My own perspective is quite different. My perspective about escaping the rat race is really not about 9 to 5 in its sense. Even though some 9 to 5 are a rat race, but for me, it's basically escaping something that doesn't give you fulfillment or you're not passionate about, doing something that you're being paid peanuts, right? There are people who are in jobs for 15 years, 10 years, and they're not finding fulfillment. They wake up every day and go to this job just because it's now tied to their livelihood. They can't travel, they can't move around. There's nothing happening that's giving them joy. If they go out, they go home, complain to their wives or complain to their husband that, I'm going to stop. They've put in their goal book that they're going to stop this job and all of that, but they've not stopped. So there are people who have been working, right? They have fulfillment, they have a structure, they have a plan, right? If you have a structure, you have a plan for financial freedom. Like I'd always say, you can have job security, you can be secured and not be free, because prisoners are actually secured, but they are not free. So you can have job security and not have financial freedom. So rat race is really escaping that phase where you're doing a job and it's not giving you fulfillment. You're doing a job and it's not bringing you joy. It's not bringing you meaning.
Okay, in your book, How I Carefully Escaped the Rat Race, you talked about discovering what you love as the first step. So looking at young people who are, still trying to find their way to life, how can you advise them to discover something they love to do?
One thing I always talk about is that everybody is born naked, but we're not born empty. So what does that mean? It means that everybody came here with a set of talents, a set of strengths, right? So one thing you want to do first of all is to know yourself, right? One of the greatest philosophers said, know yourself, man, know thyself. So who are you, right? What are your strengths? What are the things you love to do? What are the things you do with ease that others do with please? Now write all of those things down and then look at progressive, emerging markets that are still relevant. So if you're technical, what are the technical things that are relevant? If you're artistic, what are the artistic things that are relevant? If you're a writer, what are the things that will be relevant? What are the high income skills that will be relevant in the next 5, 10 years, 20 years? So AI, robotics, and then even your AI, your Grok, your ChatGPT can actually give you some of these things. So you don't say, oh, because I love to write, I'll now go and learn typewriting. So I usually tell people, right, high income skill, the HIS, use your high income skill to solve high value problems, HVP, for high paying client, HPC. So if you put it together, you can solve this, can sort this out, you make much money here.
Okay, and you talked about having a high paying skill, to have a high paying profession and a high paying job. Yes, so is it realistic to combine the three together, considering a young person who is trying to discover what he wants to do, or is it something that is done differently, using yourself as a case study?
So let me just explain, so there's high paying jobs, so if you work for Chevron, you work for Total, or any of those big 5 accounting firms, those are high paying jobs. So they're paying you very well. High income profession. So if you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, but then there's also high income skills. So a high income skill is, something you learn in 6 months, in 3 months, a high paying skill that can pay you equivalent of the other two. Right, so for young people, I always advise start with a high-paying skill. Right, start with a high-income skill, a high-paying skill, because that's what is going to give you the edge within the other two. Right, so even if you get a high-paying job, you get in, it will still take some years before you get to that pinnacle. If you maybe studied law and then you get a good job with a good firm, and that's your trajectory, right? You should always understand that. What is your trajectory? Where are you going to, right? What's your end goal? Because you can't say, okay, my end goal is to become the best lawyer in Nigeria, to become a senior advocate of Nigeria, and then say, oh, what Emmanuel said, I should go and learn a high income skill. You don't want to get to a point where something happens, you don't have anything to fall back to. What if people are laid off and the only thing you know how to do is law? What if you have legal writing as your skill, right? That could save you in that place. So personally, I read microbiology, and I studied microbiology in school, but I usually, funnily say, the only micro thing I've done is using the microphone. Alright, so I now went into copywriting and all. But whatever it is, look at your end goal, but always have a backup high paying skill or high income skill to back you up.
So considering copywriting, what you do and how you run it involves a lot of thinking and a lot of writing. You said you earn daily, you've been earning daily for 6 years. So how do you get your inspirations? How do you come about how to run it? And how have you been earning daily straight for 6 years now?
So there are two aspects of copywriting that I do. There's the service side, there's actually the product side. So when we talk about the service side, is me writing full funnel copies, writing sales copies, email descriptions, email sequences, product descriptions, and all of that. Those are like the service side. But then there's also the product side where I now create digital products. I have ebooks, I have trainings, I have courses, I do consulting and all of that. So the product side is where I've actually been able to make money daily, because I have offers, I have products that sell every day. I don't have to be there to give my active time. So I've been able to capture time. I capture time so that I can make passive income from there, so that money keeps coming in, right? Well, when it comes to services, yes, there are times when, I have jobs, I have projects and all of that, and those projects come in bulk, you get. So because I've been into this for like 6-7 years now, inspiration first comes from God, because we are all inspired by God, but also I've been able to study other copies. So there's product side, there's also service side. Yeah, that's how it works.
Considering the rise of AI, are you ever scared of losing your skill? Have you ever considered if it will go obsolete?
Yeah, so this is one question I get every time. People ask, "Oh, will AI take out copywriters?" No. So AI is, so first let me take it from the copywriter's point of view. AI is an assistant. AI is a collaborator with me, right? And because, machines will only take the work of the person who is doing the same work with that machine. But when you know how to operate a machine cannot take your work if you operate the machine, right, properly. So understanding prompt engineering, understanding how to make AI write the right copies, and then infusing your own storytelling and infusing it in the right context is now very important. AI is not going to take copywriters out of the market. AI is only going to help us write better.
What advice do you have for people who are trying to quit their job to discover their career paths? Follow up what they find fulfillment in, just like you said. Considering nobody is giving them, no one is supporting them, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, so if you have a job at the moment, don't quit first, right? Don't quit now, wait first. So what I usually tell people is you need to build an exit strategy. You need to build an exit strategy. And what's an exit strategy? It's a system or a plan you're going to follow for the next 6 to 1 month that will make you, have stability even after you leave. So one way is to look at what you've saved. Do you have enough to last you for like 6 months, right? Because even if you leave, it's not a guarantee that what you're going to do will start paying you immediately. So even if it's not paying you now, I have at least 6 months to be patient, to stay and see if it's going to work or not. Get now. Once you find out that you have enough money for stability, the next thing is, before you even quit, start doing it by the side, right? You have maybe 9 to 5 for your day job, for example. When you come back by 5 o'clock, from your 5 to another 9 or 10 that you sleep, what are you doing? Can you take out 2 hours or 3 hours to start taking courses and studying? If you say, okay, every day between 7 to 9 o'clock, or every day between 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. before I sleep, I would take 2 hours and study something, or maybe cyber security or that skill I want, right? If you do it for the next 3 months, you would have gotten so good. Don't just leave, have an exit strategy, and make sure that you start seeing some results from what you're already learning before you move.
Okay, thank you so much, Emmanuel. I really appreciate your time. I have one more favor for you. Can you ask my viewers to please subscribe to my channel?
Yes, guys. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button to get much value from this kind of interviews and every other videos that we post on this channel. Hit it now. Go ahead and do it now, and invite your friends to also.